don't feel it anymore, the spark, the warmth, the gentle pull forward. You wake up and everything looks dim, not dark enough to scream, but dull enough to ache. Hope feels like a language you forgot, and deep down you wonder, is this it? Is the light gone? But what if light isn't always loud? What if it's not in the fireworks, but in the flicker that won't die? What if it's the quiet ember glowing under your ashes, still refusing to go out? God isn't waiting for you to burn bright. He's sitting right there, beside your smallest flame. And when everyone else sees ashes, he sees foundation. He's not disappointed in your flickering faith. He's drawn to it. You haven't failed because you feel low. You haven't lost your way because it's quiet. Sometimes God lets everything dim so you'll finally notice the light that never left, the one that doesn't shout, the one that stays, even when you don't. You keep looking for the version of yourself that smiled easier, prayed louder, believed quicker. But God isn't. He's not looking at who you were in the light. He's focused on who you are in the dark. And that version, the silent, tired, questioning you, isn't less spiritual. It might be the realest you've ever been. God doesn't demand you to shine. He invites you to stay, to let him meet you in the middle of your mess, not the highlight reel. If you're still breathing, he's still speaking. Just because you can't hear him doesn't mean he stopped talking. His voice is in the silence, layered between the sighs and long pauses. And sometimes, his best work is done not in your brightest moments, but in the ones you hide. Because grace doesn't need light to work. It creates it. And maybe, just maybe, this shadowed place you're in is the very space he's about to rebuild you from. Somewhere along the way, you were taught that being okay was proof of being faithful. But God never said strength meant silence, or that real faith looked like faking peace. In fact, some of the most powerful moments in Scripture weren't shouts of victory. They were whispered prayers of surrender. You feel the weight? Good. That means you're still carrying something worth fighting for. And that ache in your chest, it's not emptiness. It's space. Space for something new. Space for God to move. He's not disappointed in you. He's not pacing heaven, waiting for you to get it together. He's sitting beside you, whispering, let's breathe through this together. The story's not done, not because you're strong, but because he is. And if you still feel like you're in the dark, maybe he's just dimmed the lights so you'll finally stop looking around and start looking up. You've prayed, you've waited, but all you see is the dark. No breakthrough, no sign, no light on the horizon. And now, even the silence feels louder than your hope. It's in these moments the enemy whispers loudest, telling you it's over, that your faith was wasted, that you were wrong to believe. But don't let the dark define the truth, because even when you don't see it, light is still moving, grace is still flowing, God is still near. You don't need proof to keep going. You need trust. You need to remember who walked with you through every storm before this one. You are not walking blind. You are walking guided. God's silence isn't absence. His delay isn't denial. And his stillness isn't disinterest. What feels like the end might just be the pause before the rise. Don't let your fear narrate your faith. Let truth speak louder. Because hope doesn't vanish in the dark. It deepens, it roots, it waits with you. It's in the waiting that strength is born. It's in the shadows that light prepares to break. You don't need to feel strong to be strong. Strength isn't the absence of trembling. It's moving forward while you tremble. Some of the greatest breakthroughs come after the longest silences. You may feel like you've hit a wall, but walls don't mean the way is closed. Sometimes they're just the start of the climb. Remember the moments God met you before, not with fireworks, but with peace, not with miracles, but with presence. That same God hasn't changed. He doesn't grow weary of you. He's not tired of your prayers. He hasn't walked away. In fact, He's never been more intentional. He sees the whole path, your beginning, your battle, and your breakthrough. The delay isn't to punish you, it's to prepare you. You're not forgotten, you're being formed. And in the space where it hurts the most, He's planting something holy. The dark is not your destination, it's your proving ground. Keep walking, even if it's one shaky step at a time. You're not done yet. This isn't how your story ends. Not with confusion, not in defeat, not in darkness. What you feel right now, it's real, but it's not final. There is a deeper truth than your feelings, and it's found in the character of God. He is still writing, He is still speaking, He is still moving, and even now, in the silence, He's closer than breath. So don't measure your faith by how loud your praise is or how confident you appear. Sometimes real faith whispers, "I trust you," with tear-filled eyes and trembling hands, but it still trusts. So maybe today is the day you stop demanding light and start walking in trust. Maybe today is the day you believe again, not because you feel it, but because you choose to. Because even when the road looks dead, God is the one who rolls stones away. What if this chapter of your life isn't your fall, but your rise? What if you're not abandoned, but being called deeper? So let me ask you, what would change if you believed the light never really left?